You think the serpents were telling the truth? Freedom, if we find the lost nobles?
You know the Kaishiti's saying. If it sounds too good, it probably is.
I don't care what you say. I'm heading into the jungle.
Don't be stupid, Rasa. You're safer here in the stockade.
I am a good hunter. Freedom or death?
Look at here. New meat. You've got big ears, new meat. But if you must know, word around this stockade is that the green serpents are offering a way off this rock. Something about friends in high places. You just need to find a trio of nobles supposedly wandering the jungle. What gave it away? The fact that no one gets off this rock? Or that the serpents have friends in high places? Or maybe how ridiculous it is to imagine nobles lost in the jungle. I'll tell you what I told Rasa. Going into the jungle is crazy.
Taking the chasm was necessary, but by the soul of Tuwaka, I would prefer never to have to fight over ground like that again.
Are you a political prisoner, a war criminal, or a murderer? Oh, I know. You're the second cousin of a duke sent here to rot.
Why do I even talk to you?
Through this gate lies the jungle of Amnos. Your home for the rest of your miserable
This one knows
lives.
she can never leave the jungle. But sometimes, slipping through that gate is so tempting.
You failed again, Lasham.
It's not my fault! They're dangerous, powerful!
I'm dangerous too, wretch. Pussy, hot, kill!
No! Stop the camp! Ah!
Triple the guard on the captured royal, and find the others. I promised all three to the attendant later, and I won't disappoint you.
I wonder what price that lot might fetch.
Sister, we can't just threaten everyone into becoming druids. We need these good folks.
Another fight? Well, if you... Oh... Walker, is that you? What are you doing here? Are you a prisoner? No matter. Just seeing you makes me feel 100 times better. Sachi's alive! That's good to know. Now I can kill him for getting us wrecked as soon as I see him. When the storm hit, it was all I could do to hang on to some wreckage and make it to this beach. We're on Amenos, right? The Alliance leaders, right. I keep meaning to try to find Queen Irene, but every time I get started, more of those prison mongrels rush out of the jungle and attack me. I love a good fight as much as the next sailor, but I'm exhausted. Sure, 2 noses are better than 1. If we can pick up Queen Irene's scent, I can track her. That's sort of my specialty. The nose knows, as the kittens say. Stay close and follow me. Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it. Peace conference. Is that what this is all about? Zaji received orders from the crown, probably because of our reputation as dragon slayers. And smugglers, we're good at that too. Chisbari, Sidura, and the rest stayed behind in Central because of the secrecy. They gave us royal agents to crew the Pounce. I'm not sure there are any other survivors to find. I didn't see anyone else make it to shore. What have we got here? Someone used this shelter recently. Their scent is fresh. Familiar. This way. Let me take a sniff. The remains of a fire. There are tracks here. This way. Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it. Give me a moment.
Another find for your pack.
There was a fight here. What's that? On the ground. That medallion has the Queen's scent all over it. There! I have her trail. Follow me. The Queen is in danger.
This jungle is dangerous, Casca. You and your friend shouldn't be wandering about.
Be careful out there, Walker. And tell the Queen I'll be all right. She's much too important to worry about a few cuts and scratches. I'll be fine. After I lie down for a bit.
Ariel, bless my crown, but it's good to see you, my friend. Don't tell me you got washed onto this oblivion-cursed rock, too. You have my apologies, old friend. I must smell like a 3-day dead gua right now. Ah, Lady Arabelle. I knew she wouldn't leave us to rot in this jungle. But she only sent you. Not an army or a chivalry of knights. No matter. I welcome the company. Trouncing these green serpent bastards is amusing, but I'm starting to grow weary. Ah, yes. We were together for a time, but we argued and he rushed off in a huff. I believe I know where to find him after we make some preparations for our rescue. You can signal a ship, but I can help calm the storm that hugs the coast. Never heard about my time with the Sea Elf pirates? They taught me some weather magic. Could you get what I need for the ritual? A claw from a volcanic beast, a feather, and the bones of a drowned sailor. Sadly, these beaches are thick with those. Gather the claw, a feather, and the bones, and I'll make sure the rescue ship can reach the shore safely. While you're gone, I want to take a look at Casca's wounds. She won't admit it, but I can see that she's hurt pretty badly. It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. I could sense the magical nature of the summoned storm, and none of my own arcane protections functioned. They blocked them somehow. If the storm hadn't raged out of control, I'd be dead now. Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents aboard as well, because I sensed a pulse of magicka before the storm hit. Whatever it was, the bastards rendered every enchanted item we had useless. Absolutely. Tamriel is changing and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. I'm always in favor of people sitting down to have an earnest conversation. Perhaps. I also understand that Amanos has protections in place to discourage scrying and portal spells. Between the two, it's no wonder the Mages Guild couldn't trace our medallions. Absolutely. Tamriel is changing and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. I'm always in favor of people sitting down to have an earnest conversation. Casca,
The
you've been
stories I've
injured.
heard about Queen
Let me
Irene
tend
are
to your wounds.
incredible. I wonder if even half of them are true.
Gather the claw, a feather, and the bones, and I'll make sure the rescue ship can reach the shore safely. While you're gone, it was a well-planned and dastardly attack. Casca will be all right. And you have the items? Well done. While portals to and from Aminos are prohibited, I can teleport within the confines of the island. It just takes more effort. Interesting. Thank you for procuring these items. With them, I can clear the storm when we're ready to depart. Oh, very well, if you insist. You may not believe this, but Emmerich and I do not always see eye to eye. He's as stubborn as his throne is uncomfortable. Why the Bretons insist their king must suffer every time he sits down, I'll never understand. Here, I'll mark your map. It was just north of here. I wonder how excited you'll be when the eagle and the lion are back together again. We tend to argue. A lot. I'll catch up after I prepare the items you brought me for the ritual. Have no fear, I'll be along shortly. I just need to... Never mind, it's complicated. Magicka. Don't worry, I've got this. Go find Emmerich. I'll be fine, I just need a moment. Sea elf magics are always so particular. This little beauty will help us immensely, you'll see. This is the spot, but no Emmerich. That man is infuriating. This complicates the situation. Let's talk. Emmerich isn't here, but he left behind a number of green serpents. For a man of his advanced years, he can still swing a powerful sword. Emmerich is nothing if not reliable. Look at the way the dead serpents are laid out. Isn't it obvious? He left a trail to follow. It leads directly into the cave just up the path. Go ahead and look for him. I'll be along shortly. The poultices should have done their job by now, so I want to go back and retrieve Casca. We will want her strength at our side before this is over, and she needs to be nearby when you signal for the rescue ship. Don't worry about me. If I could survive the politics of Somerset, I can handle an inhospitable island. I'll retrieve Casca and we'll meet up with you in a bit.
Ready to ride.
More of you vile serpents to fight. Good. I'm just getting started. You don't appear to be one of these green serpent ruffians. Shame. I was hoping to notch an even 20. My friend, what a turn of fate to meet you here of all places. I didn't accidentally banish you to Amanos, did I? No, of course not. I'd remember if I saw your name on one of those prison writs. But what are you doing here? Pray, tell. Lady Arabelle, you say? How is the dear woman? She and I have shared quite a few close calls over the years. But she only sent you? I assumed I merited at least a dozen knights or so. Ah, well, I assume you have a way to get us off this damn island. Ah, you've seen Irene. And she's still alive? Good. Do you know, I was looking for young Ernskar when these serpents rushed out and tried to toss me in that cage. I showed them. But I think they may have captured our wayward Nord prince. I half expected to find our young Nord prince sitting atop a pile of dead serpents, but no such luck. Let's take a look around and see if we can find anything that points to where the serpents might be holding Urin's pup. Come to think of it, I also heard these serpents mention a captured noble. I suppose that's what whoever's behind this told them. No reason to reveal we're royals. Instantly raises the bounty. I really wish I'd taken one of them prisoner, though. What does a High King do? Everything and nothing, or so it seems some days. I lead the Daggerfall Covenant, I rule over High Rock, and I attend meetings. So many meetings. Any other questions before more of these serpents show up? Over my strenuous objections, honestly. I was Earl of Cumberland before King Gardner died. He dropped dead of the Nahartan flu, and suddenly I was crowned King of Wayrest. Haven't had a decent night's sleep since. When Rancer challenged my rule, an alliance seemed a prudent course for a quick resolution. Luckily, it was still in place when the Empire collapsed. The Covenant represents a return to the ideals of the past, and I believe, our best hope for peace. Being the eldest son of a noble house, I was trained to lead, though not necessarily to be a king. My father sent me to the best teachers. I particularly remember studying under Count Ravenwatch, a brilliant man, and still a good friend. That's a good question. Yoren the Scald King was invited, of course, but the official response we got out of Mournhold was short and sweet. His son would negotiate on the Pact's behalf. Not for me. I have heard that Ernskar is something of a royal pain in the arse. But aren't we all, to some extent? Perhaps Yoren is using this as a training exercise. If Ernskar doesn't make matters worse, maybe he'll learn something.
You
Look
taught the
around.
High King Emmerich so
Ernskar
easily.
was here before
Have you
they
ever read
moved
some
him.
of his
I'm
writing?
sure of it.
He's actually a very talented author.
The Scald King's axe. Ernskar held that like Queen Maria grips a sweet roll. He wouldn't give it up willingly. Fights like a giant. That sounds like Ernskar. And he's at the coin fort. Well done. Let's find Queen Irene, shall we? All that dead lout had was this bottle of wine. Ugh! Sour. Is there no joy on this damned island? Yeah, if I were to break an ankle making this jump, Queen Maria would kill me. I'll go around and meet you outside.
Good to see you still well, Emmerich.
And you, Irene. Nice, cat. I say, friend, let's chat.
Thanks to Queen Irene, my wounds are healed and my claws are sharp. I'm ready to do what's necessary to get us off this island.
See what Emmerich wants. He gets grumpy if his wishes aren't immediately obeyed. I can wait until you're done to find out what happened in there. It was a well-planned and dark... Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents aboard as well, because I sensed a pulse of magicka before the storm hit. Whatever it was.
You know, Queen Irene...
I washed up alone, and now I'm surrounded by allies. At least, allies for the nonce. It's funny how fate can change in a moment, eh? Let's talk about the things we found in the cave. Right. Mentions taking their captive noble to the coin fort. That has to be Prince Ernskar. Amenos used to be a stronghold for high rock slave traders, but that was many years ago. There's a crumbling old ruin just west of here. A long time ago, yes. Not something the Covenant sanctions today. But you're missing the pertinent point. The Green Serpent Gang is using the old coin fort as a hideout, and they're holding Prince Ernskar there. We did indeed. There are songs sung about that weapon. Literally. Yoren performed one of them the last time we shared company. We must return it to the prince when we find him. Anyway, our course seems clear. We make for the coin fort to the west. Don't worry about me. I'll meet you at the coin fort. It's just west of here, if I remember my maps. I'll just spend the walk thinking about the choices I've made. A little retrospective. To the coin fort.
Fills my heart with pride to know the High King knows something of our deeds.
Casca will run ahead and clear the path. I'll make my own way there. I'll see you at the fort. Do try to keep pace with Casca, Emmerich. She'll keep you safe.
And she's gone. Again. Don't worry about me. I'll just take the long way around. I could use a nice walk. Truth be told, this is one of the most relaxing diplomatic missions I've had in quite some time.
Walker, we need to talk.
I do believe I could stand here watching Emmerich fret about Casca all day. I told him she's only eaten Bretons once or twice, that I'm aware of.
Did I mention how unusually large that cat is? Startling, even. Quite brave, though. I can see why Irene values her company. Anyway, she wants to speak to you. I wouldn't keep her waiting.
Bright moons shine upon us, Walker. Before you arrived, I did some sniffing. A scent like the one that lingers on that axe you found. It's inside the Coin Lord's old fort. I'd bet Zaji's left ear that it's Prince Ernskar. Queen Irene suggests subterfuge. They seek the nobles. Let's give them one. In a word, yes. Pretend Emmerich is your prisoner. Escort him to the front gate and wait for them to let you in. Meanwhile, the Queen and I will await your signal. After we free Ernskar, we'll find a place to signal the rescue ship.
The High King most definitely, agrees. Lead on, my foul captor.
Come, Casca. Let's see how much trouble we can get into.
If you insist.
Lead the way, captor, my captor. Ha ha ha. Those green serpents will never see through our clever ruse.
They captured one of the nobles. You, bring that prisoner inside at once. Sentry, unlock the gate!
I'll draw the serpents out. Be ready. Hands off, you bastard!
That's one of the nobles Dishti wants.
High King
Emmerich
is no one's prisoner! Steady, my friend. Attack!
No guts, no glory! I'm right here. Stay focused.
Well done. Casca and I will cause a distraction. Go find Prince Ernskar. Now's your chance. Find the prince. We'll cause a distraction to draw away as many serpents as we can. Then we'll find a good place to cast my ritual and clear the storm for your ship.
You know, Queen Irene seems...
Go, Walker. We'll keep the green serpents busy.
The way is clear. Let's go find Prince Ernskar.
It fills my heart with pride to know the High King knows something of our deeds.
The Ascendant Order won't make good on their promise if he's dead, Netchbreath.
Can I assume this is a rescue?
Give Sungir to the prince. We'll need him fighting by our side.
The King's Arrow? Is that really you, my friend? Where you fly, victory is sure to follow. But what are you doing here? How did you find me? So all 3 Alliance delegates still live? Good. As soon as I came ashore, I was set upon by the Serpents. I made the bastards pay. But even the son of Uren, the Skull King, can't fight an entire prison gang on his own. There were too many of them. Sungir, axe of the Skull King. Ah, it feels good to cradle you in my arms again, you powerful blade. But we can't go yet. The Serpent said that something called the Ascendant Order is behind us. Their leaders, the Lord and Magus, are here. And we will,
After we deal with the Ascendant Order leaders, Emmerich would agree, and so would Irene. Come, friend. We can deal with these traitors in one fell swoop. With Sungir once more in hand, I feel better already. Let's find this Ascendant Lord and his Magus. I want to show them what it means to attack a Nord warrior. Someone was going to ask that eventually. Publicly, Yoren wants me to step up. The Pact is a sprawling alliance facing threats from all sides. The Skull King has many responsibilities. This is his way to finally allow me to share his burdens. Privately, the old goat is someone warming his bed at night, and refuses to stray too far from home. She's a lovely Riften lass, Brunhilde. My father's never been happier. He was only too eager to let me travel in his stead and represent the Pact. Hope is for poets, like my father. I am a warrior. One does not shy from battle at the first sign of danger. Even if nothing is gained from these conversations, Emmerich, Irene, and I shall be the ones who decide when to quit the field. Curious about the Prince of Windhelm, are you? What do you want to know? I have nothing to hide. You don't know the story? How our three disparate peoples came together to repel the Akaviri invaders? I haven't always thought so, but I believe the Nords, the Dark Elves, and the Argonians are truly stronger together. I've seen it firsthand. A personal question. My relationship with the Skull King is complex. He loves the chance to teach lessons, to pass on his tales. But he is still disappointed that I can't sing, forever denying him that father-son duet he's always dreamed of. My role? I've been a prince my entire life. My youth was not unlike yours, I imagine. I hunted, I fought, and I learned my lessons. I bathed in the frigid waterfalls that crash from the high peaks, and wrestled with wolves for sport. The usual. It feels good to be armed again. I've missed you, Songir.
I'll get Irene and Casca. We'll wait for your signal.
I'm itching for some target practice.
I'm with you, my friend.
There. Let's listen in.
We will have your missing nobles by day's end, my lord.
See that you do. Magus, summon the Order. We meet on High Isle on the morrow.
Enough! Let's get down there!
My liege, we must go.
I won't allow you to escape.
Go on. Find a way outside so you can signal the ship. I need a moment. Guess I'm not as recovered as I thought. The Magus and his lord escaped. Damn cowards. Go on. Find a way outside and signal that ship you promised. I'll be right behind you.
Stendarr was with us in that fight.
I can see the ocean. That's a good place to use your signal. Shore's boats! Let's see that light all the way back in Wildhelm. Let's get to the dock.
Hold them at bay. See Elf Richard fickle things that I should quietly sweep.
Green serpents! Attack!
Don't let him interrupt the Queen.
No! No! My pet! I'll kill you!
No ship can reach us through this storm.
Patience, lad. Irene is working on that.
Wind, waves, and salt. Heed my call and still your fury.
It's working!
I don't believe it. She actually did it.
Onto the ship, quickly.
Time to go, Walker.
Get on the ship now, my friend.
We got them all! Even Casca! Friend, give the word and Zaji will have you back at Mandrake Manor before you know it!
The Ascended Magus and his lord are cowards. Neither would stand and fight. They call themselves knights? Hardly. At least we heard their plans. A meeting on High Isle, we heard the Ascended Lord say. You mean aside from being half-drowned and captured by a prison gang? I fought in many battles, worked at my father's side, and I have started knitting. One of the Grams at the castle has been teaching me. Says it's good for my temperament. Nor I, my friend. Vampires and a mad Jarl. Now that's the stuff my father loves to sing about. And that Svanna is... well, she's a commanding presence. She's changed so much since we were children. What? No! What an impertinent question. You are lucky you are the savior of Western Skyrim. Fancy Svanna, I could never... What were we talking about again? If you put a blade to my neck and asked me to explain Alsav, the tribunal, I'd probably go down in a spray of blood. I read in the reports you were there. Saved a god, stopped a rock from the heavens. Standard fare for you. I can only imagine. Father introduced me to the tribunal. When Lord Vivek spoke, it was like the chimes of the universe sounding in my ears. And so the seal... I'm not so sure about that one. Almalexia is all right, though. Intense, but all right. Your adventure in... Oh, yes. Something about a big sack of amber, right? As brave as the Argonians can be, the Hist makes as much sense to me as a high elf at Hrothgar. Did you stop some kind of threat? Or save someone's life? Truly. Apologies for my levity, friend. Ask a Nord warband if they would die for their fellows, and you will see a forest of raised fists. Yet another thing my people and the warriors of Blackmarsh have in common, I suppose. The Ascended Magus and his lord are cowards. Neither would stand and fight. They call themselves knights? Hardly. Someone was... privately. The old goat is someone warming his bed. Hope is for poets, like my father. I am a warrior. One does not shy from battle at the first sign of danger. Even if nothing is gained from these conversations, Emmerich, Irene, and I shall be the ones who decide when to quit the field.
A daring rescue, a clean escape. Well done, my friend. I can't wait to tell Queen Maria all about it. That's a good question. Not for me. I have heard that Ernskar is something of a royal pain in the arse. Very well. Thanks for asking. It feels like forever and a day since you acted with my authority on the Covenant's behalf, doesn't it? I must say, shipwrecked or not, it's a pleasure to have you by my side again. Actually, I have a question for you. The head of my intelligence ring, Copper Daria, she's an Ogrim. Scares me half to death, but she's terribly effective. She mentioned your name in connection to the Thieves' Guild, of all things. Care to explain? Ha! Good answer. I'll let you in on a little secret the other Alliance leaders won't tell you. Commerce in Tamriel won't work without outlaws. Why else do you think we let them place those ostentatious little hidey holes and refuges everywhere? Quorog. He was... complicated. Quite literally saved my life, you know. Your role in his death and Basrag's rise to power, all very understandable given the situation. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a somber day when I heard the news. Well, we've had him by the palace a few times. He brings along a barrel of Korog's favorite ale, and we toast the memory of dead warriors. Strong alliances have been forged on less than that, don't you know? That's a good question. Not for me. Very well. Thanks for asking. I did. The reports were terrible. After everything that's happened, you'd think one more Daedric prince trying to take over the world wouldn't shock me. And yet... It's not as if the Longhouse Emperors were known for their temperance, but yes, it's disgusting. Incredibly impressive, your actions in Blackwood.
Thank you, Walker. It's good to feel my claws on the deck of a ship again. And it's good to be back with Zaji. That lazy Khajiit is lost without me.
As depressing as it sounds, that's the most fun I've had in months. To be honest, I wasn't sure the ritual would work. If it hadn't, let's assume Zaji could have navigated through the storm and reached us anyway. Yeah, let's go with that. Royal duties in Elden Root are as frustrating as ever, but the Dominion holds strong. There's been so much strife just in the few years I've been queen. Is it wrong to hope peace might one day surround the Eagle Banner? Thank you. Some days I fear all this death and pain will be for nothing. But in times like these, times that challenge every belief we have, we must stand together. That's why the Dominion was founded, and why we will claim victory in the end. They say these are the times that try a mer's soul, but I want to believe I've risen to the occasion. Our first adventure together feels like a lifetime ago, though, doesn't it? If I'm to be stuck on a jungle island with anyone, I'm glad it's you. I was as well. That business was ghastly, and I thank you for your help. Meanwhile, I was stuck in yet another interminable meeting at Elden Root. I can assure you, Daedric princes or no, you were having more fun than I was. I'm sorry. You met Elwinari at a very difficult time. She's actually a lovely person, and she has a brilliant mind. I desperately wish I could have been there to lend my aid. And my sword arm. I don't get to unsheath my sword nearly enough. It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents. Absolutely. Tamriel is changing, and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. They say these are the times that try a mer's soul. But I want to believe. I swear, that eye of mine, he gets friskier and friskier with each passing day. Our last conversation was not about matters of state or threats to my security, but about the meritorious backside of a Gratwood emissary. Riveting. I sent him on ahead to prepare the way, but who knows where that cat has gotten to. I promised there would be no trouble, that all the secrecy and careful planning would make the voyage uneventful. Stars above, I'll never hear the end of it now. I have. I would have said anyone was better than that terrible Tharn woman, but Chimera is a stars-blessed delight. She's so brave. The idea of the two of you facing down dragons. That's another battle I could only read about in an Eyes report. I think so as well. Core to the Dominion is self-governance and respect for every culture. But if we can see a unified Anakina and Palatine, if the Khajiiti people can rally behind a single voice, it would certainly make my life easier.
Zaji's ship was closest when the signal flare ignited. Do you like it? I call it the perfect pounce, too! Anyway, Zaji is supposed to get you back to Mandrake Manor as quick as he can. Just give the order, and we'll leave these dreadful shores.
Ah, nice to be back in the city. Lady Arabelle wants you back at Mandrake Manor, friend. I'll see you there. I'm sure Lady Arabelle has something she needs me to do. Just between you and me, I don't mind the work too much. But don't let her know that.
My day off. My plan today is to do